couldn't be more.
There are only 31 Proverbs. Is either 30 or 31 days in the month. He said, read Proverbs every morning so you can have wisdom for your day. He said, at the end of the day, read a chapter from Psalms so you can celebrate you survived the day. Amen. Did y'all hear what I just said? I want you to institute that as a part of your 2025 devotional, that every morning you're going to read a selection from Proverbs that matches the day. And then at night, you can read any chapter of Psalms to say, thank you, God, for helping me to survive the day in spite of my absence of wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, we parachute now into our text in Luke chapter 17. And I wanted you to see something that is hovering over us tonight, is that you have to see that Jesus is walking. And while Jesus is walking, he is confronted by 10 lepers. This, ladies and gentlemen, is setting up for where we're going to go on Sunday, because leprosy at that time was consistent to how HIV and AIDS was perceived in the 80s and the 90s. It was such a disease that it was a deterioration of skin and a deterioration of ligaments and a deterioration of blood cells. It was such a damnable, devastating disease because leprosy, like HIV, AIDS, had absolutely no cure. Now, let me show you how affected leprosy was. Is that even in the Old Testament biblical citation, it would tell you in the Torah and in the Pentateuch that if you had leprosy, you were banned from being in community. Now, let me show you the conflict between Christ and church culture. The conflict of Christ and church culture is we claim God as a healer, but in the Bible, those who were sick with leprosy were banned from church. Now, if you said that I can get healed, how come I can't come? Sure. Yeah. Now, leprosy was a communicable disease. It was easily transferred, and different from HIV and AIDS, it did not have to take place through intimacy. It was just through connection. So what was amazing about leprosy is if you had leprosy and you're sitting in one of these purple chairs tonight, you'll get up and a graft of your skin is still in the chair. It was so critical, it was so diabolical that while you were walking in those Roman sandals, while you were walking, one of your toes can just fall off. You can scratch your head, and a patch of your hair is in your hands. And so you could not even live amongst people who were whole. You had to live in the outskirts of the city in a colony, or what we'll call now a hospice. So you were banned, hear this, to only live with people who shared your affliction.